In this channel, we bring you the freshest discussions taking place in Japan's online community.
In Japan, the government and private sector are working to domestically produce almost all antibiotics, which are currently largely dependent on imports from countries like China. This is because if imports are cut off, it will be difficult to receive adequate medical care. The government plans to establish a new subsidy and support system to purchase domestic products as early as fiscal 2024.
Japan is a country that cannot and does not want to engage in war. So there is no problem at all. Just change the procurement route. It's already impossible because of the weak yen. I'm worried that a large amount of fentanyl will be sent here. They say America is having a hard time. Was it? Currently, the #1 cause of death among young people is drugs. Especially the contamination from opioids is terrible. We are being waged a drug war. It's because of the obsession with low-cost generics and drugs that we ended up in this situation. You can make that anywhere. China is good at producing decent quality at low prices for elderly people's blood pressure medication and so on. If you pay a corresponding cost, it might be possible to produce domestically. Almost all pharmaceuticals in America are imported from China too, especially cancer drugs. Get a company in India to make it. India is a pharmaceutical giant. A country with such a strange sense of hygiene like India or China is a pharmaceutical giant. Because a large amount of byproducts are produced, everything is entrusted to China. Just like lithium-ion batteries. It's a pitiful country. If we go to war, we'll lose first. We were also reliant on China for masks. It feels like whenever the Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare leads something new, it always fails. Actinomycetes can be found in universities everywhere and can be easily cultured. Mass production is also easy. However, commercialization costs money. If we go to war with China, hackers will crush us, and trains, electricity, water, and gas will all stop. Indeed, Japan's security is very lax. In an emergency, other countries will prioritize themselves. And even now there are cries of drug shortages in Japan during normal times. It will be hard for ordinary people to get their hands on drugs, as they will be sold at high prices. We should have a large stockpile of antibiotics. There are arrangements to switch to domestic production if something happens. Even if there isn't a Japan-China war, China might go into a civil war because of a coup and trade could stop. Despite that, they were buying cold medicine during the corona period. There was really a time when it was said that moving factories to China was the right thing to do. People who tried to stop it were attacked as vested interests and assassins were sent to them. Is Japan boasting to China in such a state? Japanese people are too foolish. It's a foolish and stupid country that entrusts its communication apps to South Korea, rather than antibiotics disappearing. It feels like they might put poison in them. Many other drug raw materials besides antibiotics are also imported from China and India. Every country is the same because China has the world's #1 market share. If you had properly produced a lot of children, not only pharmaceuticals but also pesticides rely on China. About 5 years ago, a chemical factory in Jiangsu province exploded, and the raw materials for pesticides important for fruit cultivation stopped coming into Japan, causing considerable confusion in related industries. Most vitamin C is also made in China, but I think it will come in through other countries. Chinese products have also become more expensive because of rising labor costs. So we can switch to Japanese products. Recently, more Japanese products are found in 100 yen shops. Some pharmaceutical company restarted its equipment. For the first time in 30 years. Return the pandas and sever diplomatic relations. It's probably okay. We can import from America at 10 times the price. This kind of cost priority principle gave rise to the monster that is China. Well, the Western world is also engaged in fierce competition. So it can't be helped. It's frustrating that they exploited that.
Did you find this video interesting? We'll keep bringing you fun topics from Japan's online community. Please subscribe to the channel and drop some comments.